Hey everybody, this is Larry, this is me going Q3 of the bi-weekly contest 136, minimum number of flips to make binary grid Palindromic 2. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord, let me know what you think about this one. I think this one is definitely very tricky. There is this divisible by 4 part, and we'll go over it together. This is just kind of, just as a quick retro, is that this is my longest or slowest problem with one wrong answer. I was deliberately trying to be careful about this problem. That was my strategy in not making a silly mistake, but I end up, as you can see, with a silly mistake anyway. I mean, I don't know if it's a silly mistake, but it's definitely a mistake anyway. I think that was an actual logical error, but sorry, I was looking for my pen. But yeah, let me bring up the drawing thing real quick. Okay. So the first thing about this one is just noticing that drawing is a little bit weird. Okay, fine. There are no test cases that I could put in. But yeah, let's say you have just random thingy. Let's say it's oh, this is random, right? I don't know. And I chose this to be even intentionally, but the same thing that goes with Q2, right? So except for that now, because we want something palindromic both vertically and horizontally, then now we basically create a quadtuple, maybe that's right. Anyway, like a tuple of 4 elements, right? Basically, for example, let me change the colors real quick. You have here, this one maps to this one, this one, and this one, right? It just... And let me add one more so that it's more clear. So this one maps to this one, to this one, to this one. And the reason is because, now basically you want it to be symmetric on this, the vertical and the horizontal. So then you have this like mapping here and here, right? So one thing about this particular thing is that you don't have to care about the mod 4 thing necessarily, right? Because here, basically, you want all these 4 elements to be the same for every pair of 4 elements, right? I mean, there are obviously more pairs, like, here, 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 and here, just for one that is not symmetric, right? And right, and this you can play around with, but the idea is pretty simple. Here you have the idea of, okay, well, for the blue color ones, right, we have 2 1s, so that means that whichever thing we do is probably fine, because we could convert these to zeros and that'll be correct, or we can convert these to 1s and it will also be correct, right? If all my examples are weird actually, but let's say you have another thing of 0 0 0 1 as your quad, that means that you have 3 things. Or sorry, you have 1 1s, so then now you want to convert this to be a 0, so you only make 1 change. And then the other case is if you have 3 1s and a 0, then now you want to convert the 0 to a 1, which also is 1 change. So that's basically the idea. And of course, I guess the other case is they're all 0s and all 1s, but then you don't make any change, right? So that's basically the basis for the first part of my code. Let's kind of show you real quick. Yeah. So this is basically, yeah, for each quadtuple, I check to see that this is the formula for the things I just said, the 4 cases where you have 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 1s. And yeah, it's just you either go to 0 or you go to all 1s, right? So that's the cost. And so then now it becomes a little bit tricky. This part I got very quickly, but I don't know why I kind of struggle with this one. So then now we get rid of this, right? Then now the equivalent, the hard part is, okay, what happens when you have odd number of columns and rows, right? Oops. I'm just also random numbers. It doesn't really matter. It's not a... whatever, right? So okay, so and here we already, let's say we already taken care of these. We can ignore these cells. Why? Because we did it in the last way, right? Because for example, this one, these are quads, so we already kind of, whatever, right? Like we already did it with the other loop. We already filtered it out. So then we only have to care about this this cross thing in the middle. So okay, so then now what does this mean? Well, the first thing to notice, and I actually noticed this really much later, is that the thing in the middle, right? This big one in the middle, the cell in the middle in general. Obviously, obviously, if this is a 0, for example, if this is a 0, then you don't have to make any changes. You don't have to worry about it. You never have, but if this is a 1, then you have to convert it to a 0. Why? Because for a palindrome, if this is a 1 in the middle, then you always get an odd number of 1s no matter what, right? Because here on the left side, it's going to be, because the left plus the right side will have even number of 1s because they have to match, and also the top and the bottom, they all have to match. So you're going to have an even number of 1s on these pairings, and as a result, if the one in the middle is a 1, then it has to be changed to 0. So then that's one move, right? And I have an if statement for it, we could go over it, but that's the idea. If there's a 1 in the 0 in the middle, then it's a 0. Pretty straightforward, or you have to make one change, right? And then the other part is, the same idea, is that, okay, well, for here, we count the number of differences. If they're different, you have to make those changes no matter what, for obvious reason. However, so that's basically the case that we have to think about, right? And that would get you most of the way correct. The only other tricky part about this is that you have to do the mod 4 part, right? You have to do the divisible by 4. So it turns out that the only, and after you kind of fix the cases, then you're going to have even number of them, right? Just by definition, there should be even number of things here. So that means that either you have pairs of 2s or pairs of 4s, right? Because it's matching. And of course, if you have 2s, then you have to. That means that you have 2. And I'm just saying in the number of 1s, right? So the number of 1s mod 4 will either be 2 or 4, right? Because it's just you have either 4, because it's the numbers will be even. So either you have, if you have mod 4, you'll be 0. But yeah, basically you have either, sorry, I'm saying that really awkwardly. But let's say the number of 1s. The number of 1s mod 4 will be either 2 or 4 by definition, because it has to be a pair. Again, this is 0. Sorry. This is 0, right? Which is means that it's 4. Obviously, if this is 0, that means you're good. You don't have to do anything else. But if it's 2, then you have to add 2. And this part, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could either add 2 1s or subtract 2 1s. Of course, in my case, the way that I've thought about it, you always want to subtract 2 1s. And converting from 1s to 0s, because that's always possible, right? Because if you have, for example, only two cells, you cannot add 2 cells. But obviously, the math makes it so that it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I was going through all these cases like really slowly. I think the reason is mainly because I just woke up, and that's why. But yeah, I kind of wrote this in a funky way, to be honest. But yeah, but this is that if the columns is odd, if odd number of... Okay, let me show you the code in the top real quick so you could pause and take a look at the code. But here, if the odd number of columns, then we do this thing, right? We just count the number of differences, and we also sum up the number of 1s, right? So if odd number of rows, then we also count the number of rows, because basically all this does is that if there are odd number of columns, you add the extra column that we intentionally, we wrote this in a way such that we skip the middle column if it is odd. So here we have to add it back in to count the number of differences and the number of 1s. Here, if there are odd number of rows, same idea but for rows, right? And then for the number of 1s, we can mod 4 because that's what we're doing. And then it's either so this, of course, you could have also written it another way, I guess, with what I said, which is that total. So if I think this is a good way of writing it actually. But yeah, but basically the idea here is just that these cases take care of each other. The count is the number of differences, so you have to do this no matter what because you have to match them up. And then after you match them up, you either have this is kind of tricky because you have to go through all the cases, and that's why it took me so long. Is that for example, you could just do a brute force on your proof of count is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this will also match up, right? Because the parity has to be the same. But this basically is saying that if count is 0, maybe, if count is 0 or mod 4, and this is 2 mod 4, then we have to add 2 as a minimum. So you have to do one or at least one of them, or the max of the 2 of those, which is how this kind of works. And then here, this is what we said in. I also have a thing because of the way that I wrote this for loop. I subtract out the ones in the middle because I count all the ones in that row except for the 4 in the middle, and the same thing for this is the row, but yeah, and this is the column. And so, if the cell in the middle, if odd rows and columns, the cell in the middle is 1, then we have to make one more move to remove it, and that's pretty much it. Annoying and tricky, but not conceptually difficult. Like you could probably get it with a lot of wrong answers, and you eventually get it. But yeah. But yeah, this is linear time, linear space. We look at each. Not even linear space, constant space. We look at each cell at least once. You just have to, right? And everything is linear. So yeah, linear time and all of one space because we only have like some variables. Keeping in mind that linear is in the size of the input. So this is gonna be all of R times C time and all of one space because that is the size of the input. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. And you can watch me solve it live in the contest now. No typo, please. Thanks, Larry. Okay, well, 72 people. Oh, okay. Backwards. Okay, rows and columns, but grid is divisible by 4. Oh, number of ones is divisible. Number of ones are divisible by 4. Huh. This was the one. I mean, I didn't know the divisible by 4 part, but this was the problem that I was making up for Q2. That's why I was like, Oh, you have to change it so that it's divisible by 4. Minimum number of... So the input is not divisible by 4. It's just a lot of weird... Okay, no one's gotten that one yet either, so... This is palindromic, but... This is the only possible input? I guess so. Right? This is such an annoying problem. I don't think it's impossible, just annoying. Still surprised no one got it yet though. Okay, you have to match them in 4. But what? There's only 2. There are only 2s. Whatever. I don't know why I'm so slow on this bit. No, yeah, I have 4. See what's up. It's not done yet, but one person got it. That's ridiculous. But okay. So then now we have to do the columns and the rows. The idea I have cannot be that. I don't know. It just feels kind of hard with 5-pointer. So let's say you're in the middle. Nope. No, I don't need to do that. Yeah. Okay, and then now. again. I don't know why I'm just having issues. Four two two. Nope. Why is this for? So I have two changes. Oh, I didn't change the middle cell. Oh, I changed the middle cell twice. Okay, think again now. This isn't even quite right. Okay, maybe it's right independently, I think. No, this doesn't even make sense. You have 4x on one side and you have to change 4 anyway. So that's not right. This is not right. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. What is the formula here then? 6 people got it. Yeah, okay. No, this is just really wrong. So I mean, this is true, but it's not sufficient. Right? So then now you have to do so you have 4 on one side, and you have to do 4 no matter what, right? So okay, so that's just wrong. Do the number of changes. We could put force the middle. That's not that bad. But it's okay. No. So okay, so if there's no differences. Okay, so there'll come be one difference. If there's one difference, it's 0, 1, right? If there's one difference, then you have to make one change. If there's two differences, 0, 0, 1, 2, you have to make two differences. You have to make 2. If there's 3 differences, 0, 1, 1, 1, then you make 1 difference. No, that's only 1 difference. So the 3 differences, you make 1 change. No, that's 3 changes. No. The 3 differences, then you make 3 changes. That's right. There's the 4 differences. Then you have to make 4 changes. Is that right? That is a very wonky thing. Actually, I guess this is right. Because if there's 2, then you change it to zeros. Do you always just change it to zeros? Do you ever add them? There's 1 difference. No, there are 2 differences. Then just focus on getting it right. Then you can add 2 as well. But if you have 3 differences, you can't add 1. So it's 3. We have 4 differences. Instead, okay, so it's just the number of differences? That doesn't sound right. But I don't know. I wonder if this problem is like, I don't know. This isn't quite right yet. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's good. Well, no, this should be right for this one. So the column is modded. The column is 1, right? So then now it's 0. I messed this up. Huh. If this is okay, if oh, okay, no, this is, I don't even know which one is right anymore. I'm really bad about this. Okay, I think this is right, or more right, but it's still not right enough because I don't get rid of it. Okay, so the no differences, and the count is 2. That's hard. People are getting it, but it's still hard. Okay, so there's no differences, and number of ones. And I haven't even thought about the other case yet. Okay, so ones. So we know that the other ones will be whatever, so we could do. Oops. Oh no, we wanted to. Oh, I didn't change this one yet anyway. Oh, that is just that is bad actually. Oh, I changed it, but I just changed it. Wow. Wow, Larry, what are you doing? Oh, I don't do anything with it. Okay. So in theory, okay, and then now the number of differences. Do we just all convert them to zeros? No, because then the number of ones could be 3. So 1 1 0 1. The number of ones is 3. and the delta, the difference is 1, then you actually want to convert it to a 1. And not to 0. So you can't always just assume zeros. Okay, so the number of differences, right? We could do like a for loop of 4 or something. Yeah, come on. Okay, so no. Oh, I have to take out the middle one, don't I? Well, the deltas would never be matter, but this is so annoying. No, this doesn't do the middle one. This skips the middle. Come on, lad. There are only 16 choices. We'll be forced to be like. Okay. And there's no different if cap is cap is 0, there's no differences. If there's no differences, then what? Okay, so if once is odd, this is going to be so many wrong answers. Okay, if once is odd, then that means that we have to add 1 or subtract 1 at least. And you have to handle the middle. No, I'm not. I feel like this is just like a for loop thing, but I'm messing it up. Like you could brute force this. Too slow. So if the difference is 0, Okay, so that means that it only matters if the differences is odd or ones is odd. If ones is odd, then you only have 3 changes, so then you increase 1, so you're good. You make 1 changes if ones is, that's factored in though, right? Okay, so in this case there are no differences, but ones is 2. So then that means that you have to choose. I think this is the only case. Maybe I'm just been overthinking it. Okay, let's say that's the case. We haven't done the middle yet. Okay, well, that's just wrong anyway. Why is this wrong? For the first one. Okay, glad we solved this one. But so we go vertical. Yeah, 2, so it's giving me 3. Oh, because here we count the middle, that's why. Maybe. So that means that ones. Still shouldn't be 3, but oh no. I'm gonna get a wrong answer anyway. This is such an annoying problem. Okay, so the row is 2. What? Okay, so at least this is wrong consistently because I do consider the middle by accident. Do we always just want to get rid of it? We always want to get rid of the middle, right? Because it will always be an odd number. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, fine. Should be zeros. Okay. And then now, nope, 3, 2, 1. Wait, was it right before? Oh no, I mean just fix this, but not the vertical ones for some reason. Okay, so that column is equal to 1. Oh, this isn't right. Oh, this should be if. Okay, whatever. Let's do this. And then just add three, 2, 2. Okay. Yeah. Am I good? I don't know. Get a wrong answer anyway. Yep. Alright. I think I did my homework a little bit. Why is that notebook? Alright, what is this? 001, 001. Okay, so they have this, and I put 7, but it's 5. Why? Okay, so we have 2 moves. 3, 4. Okay, and then. Okay, I see it. Why did I put 5? Why did I put 7 rather? Because I have 2 on the thing. Oh, I don't think about them together. That's why. That's why I didn't have this here, but I don't know that. Maybe I don't need it like this, and then I just do it on both. Okay, now we have 3225, which is right. Did I print some stuff? Nope. Another wrong answer. Okay, only one wrong answer, which is actually not as bad as I expected for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this contest, these problems, my comments, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I will see y'all later, and I take care. Bye bye.